So if you're wanting to set up a business in Saskatoon and get a business license, how do you do that? Well, you can just go online on the City of Saskatoon website and you can just apply for a business license right through their website. And it's $135 as of today in order to get your first business license. And then it's an annual $95 renewal. However, before you even look into getting a city business license, you need to be aware that getting a business license is not the same as registering your business. In order to register your business, like register a business name or incorporate, that's not done through the city. That's a completely different process. You have to do that through the provincial registry, which is the ISC, which is the Information Services Corporation of Saskatchewan. And I see this quite regularly where people are starting a business. So they go to the city, they get a business license, and then they think their business is official and that it's registered. But those are two completely separate things. People will go and pay $135 to get a business license through the city, and they haven't actually even registered that business with the corporate registry before. So they have a business license for a business that doesn't even exist. And in Saskatoon, at least, the city doesn't verify that. When you're going for a municipal business license, they don't check to see that you've actually registered or incorporated your business. Cities like Prince Albert and Regina do, but Saskatoon doesn't. So if you want to, go ahead and get a business license for a business that doesn't exist, but it's kind of a waste of $135. And then you might find out later on that that name isn't even available when you try to register it. So I will leave the link in the video description to the City of Saskatoon website to get a business license. And I'll also leave a link to the ISC website where you can register or incorporate a business, which is how you actually register the business and make it an official business. And so when and why would you actually need a municipal business license through the City of Saskatoon? Well, that's when you're setting up a business and basically engaging in any type of business activity. And I've talked to the city about this, and they pretty much want everyone to have one, anyone that's engaging in any type of business activity. So even if you're just, based in Saskatoon as a web designer and all your clients are outside of the city, typically the city still wants you to have business licenses for things like that. You can always give them a call and check to get a ruling, but based on the conversations I've had with them, that's what they want. And these municipal business licenses are needed for both home-based businesses and businesses that are based in commercial zones or spaces or facilities. Now, one of the reasons that you need to get a municipal business license is because the city wants to A, know that you are operating business in the city, but B, they want to be aware of where that business is operating, because certain businesses can only operate in certain buildings and in certain areas. So the city has zoning bylaws. So for example, like my office is in a commercial area, but this area that I'm in and this building that I'm in are only zoned for services, not for retail. So if I wanted to get a business license for, a business selling clothing, it would get denied because this building and this area I'm in are not zoned for that. Just like you wouldn't be able to start some type of manufacturing facility or warehouse in a residential area. So the city wants to make sure that you're operating the right type of business in the right type of facility in the right area. They also want to know building usage. So for example, if you're renting a completely empty space that was just used as a storing warehouse, and then you want to convert that into a restaurant or food manufacturing facility, they may require that you get a building development permit to change the use of that building because it wasn't designed or altered to host that type of business. Now, one other thing about city business license in the City of Saskatoon is that you need one business license per location. So if you have one business, let's say it's a restaurant, but you have two locations, one on the east side and one on the west side, even though it's just one business, they want you to have a separate license for each location. And so again, you can just apply for that business license, whether it's a home-based business license or a commercial business license on the City of Saskatoon website. You just create an account there. After you apply, it should just take a few weeks and they will mail you the business license. And then when you have that business license, you should display it in your business, especially if you have a business where people, clients and customers are physically visiting. So when you fill out that application form, it's pretty simple. They're just gonna ask for some basic details about your business and then the building. They want a floor plan just to see what the building looks like and which section of the building that you're using. And again, as of today, that's $135 to get a new business license, whether that's commercial or residential. And then you just renew it annually on the same renewal date. And that's, as of today, $95 per year to do that. And now what happens if you don't get a business license through the city and you're operating a business? Well, there can be penalties. Chances are you might not get caught, but you should have one, that is a municipal bylaw to have a business license. And if you don't have one and you do get caught, it'll probably just be a warning, but you can get fines, and that does happen where businesses can get pretty big fines for not having one. And one last note is that if you operate a business and you have that business registered in, let's say, just Warman or Martensville, but you're doing business in Saskatoon, then typically you need an out-of-town business license for the city, which is actually more expensive. So just something to be aware of. But anyways, hopefully this video was useful. And if you need any help with this, getting a business license, registering your business, any of the startup planning or administration stuff with your business, feel free to reach out, as that's very much what I specialize in. And I do offer a free 1-hour initial consultation. So I will leave a link to that in the video description below. And if you got any value from the video, please click like, and feel free to check out my YouTube channel here, where I currently have over 200 videos that cover business management and business startup topics.